morning, everyone. You're watching Breakfast Television here on your Thursday morning. Well, with temperatures on the rise, lots of people are hitting the slopes, including my kids. And here to help us find the right boots for your winter sport is Sport Chek gear fitting expert Stephen McLean. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
We're
excited.
Just chatting in the break, and I'm learning so much. It's like blowing my mind when it comes to the technology that they have now.
Yeah, the fit is by far the most important part of any experience on the hill, because understanding that a boot too big causes your feet to get cold because there's a gap at the end.
Oh, so you get the cold air in there?
Correct. So then that creates a gap and you never warm it up. Also, too big, you tend to move around the boot, so you have possibility of getting hurt.
Oh, okay, of course.
So for us, the most important part when we do this is starting from the beginning. So we have kind of a three-step process that we do. So we measure and assess their foot first, and then we'll add an underfoot support or something that's going to support your foot from splaying and getting bigger.
Okay.
A lot of people don't look at that, but that's probably the most important part.
This is the most important part.
Probably the most important part, because it's really going to support your foot and stop it from moving around.
Oh, okay.
Also, these have outlasts on them, so it regulates the heat, and then it has aluminum on the bottom, so it reflects the heat.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I wish they had this when I was learning how to ski.
And then a good ski or snowboard is really important as well, because it pulls all the moisture away from your foot and pulls it in the liner.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
So then the mistake that people make, they put their ski sock on the drive up to the hill. But by the time you get there, it's sweaty and wet.
Oh.
So you should always put your ski sock on or snowboard sock on right before you put your boots on. Then it tends to be warmer, drier, cleaner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do we start? So you come in and you do the measurement foot first?
We do. We measure and assess the foot. So obviously somebody has a wider foot or a higher instep or something like that. And a lot of people wear their shoes or their hiking boots or whatever a little bit big.
Okay.
So what we do there is obviously we want to make sure we start with the right size.
Okay.
And then from there we do what we call a shell fit, because this is what actually guarantees the fit. By having this part too big, this is called the shell.
Okay.
We get the person to slide their foot in there, and then what we want is generally about 5/8 of an inch behind their foot.
Okay.
And then that leaves room for the liner.
Okay.
Anything more than that, then obviously it's too big. And then with the kids stuff, which is great, we offer a junior trade-in program.
Oh.
So for those of us that have kids, you can bring your products back the next year and get half back towards new product the following year.
Oh, that's so great, because their feet grow so fast.
Yeah, so it's great for us. And then once we've done the shell fit, we make sure that they fit properly in here. And then we do a try-on. So we'll actually get them to try them on with the super feet and a sock, making sure that it's kind of experience what they'll get on the hill. And then from there, we do it up, get them flexing in it a few times. Another thing that people do is buying a boot that's too stiff.
Oh.
Because you want to be able to flex in the boot, where you can get kind of in the steering of the ski, which is near the tip. So if you buy a boot that's too stiff, you can't actually get forward. Because most of these are going to stiffen up about 20% once you get them outside.
Really?
Yeah, because right now they're pliable, they're soft, they're in a warm temperature. Once they get cold, obviously they stiffen up.
Right. What about the heating technology?
So this is a women's boot, which for us, which is great. It's the BFC K2 boot 90. So a lot of people get really cold feet, and they put heat from underneath. This actually has a heating element that has 2 batteries in the back that heat on the top. So all the blood flow that runs into your toes is on top of your foot. So this heats not only the foot, but it also heats the blood that's running through your foot.
Wow.
So it's really important. And then you can set it on here 1, 2, or 3. So on a colder day, you can have it higher. And then the batteries obviously last on how long you have it. And then a lot of the boots now will have a walk or a ski mode here. That just gives you the ability to stand more upright. So when you're walking around, it gives you a little more comfort position when you're standing up.
Sure. And is it the same for snowboard boots as well?
Snowboard boots is basically the same fitting process. So we will add a super feet in there. Important to add a ski sock. We do pull the liners out. We run the same program for kids for the junior snowboard. Important for snowboard boots, they are a little bit softer.
Sure.
So you can wear them a little bit smaller, because just like the liner in a ski boot, they are going to stretch at least a half size.
Okay.
So a snug fit is a proper fit. It feels a little weird, like a good firm handshake is how it should feel.
Okay.
And then over time they pack out. So the tighter they are when they get in, basically when you stand up, your toes should just touch the end.
Fantastic.
And then when you lean forward, your heel pulls back, locks in, your toes come off the end of the boot.
Perfect. Fantastic information.
Awesome.
I'm super impressed with the technology. I wish they had this when I was learning. Thanks so much, Stephen.